Again?
I was gonna do something.
Okay, we're all set.
Did you do a trial run earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Good, I knew you were.
Absolutely.
Okay, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Trustee Cheney?
Here.
Mayor Newhart?
Here.
Trustee Calora?
Here.
Trustee McKnight?
Here.
Okay, and we have tonight with us Village Accountant Michael Vanier.
As a form of introduction, I've been doing updates on the convergent issue on meeting per meeting. And I just wanted to mention that on April 3rd, just this past weekend, we received the environmental assessment report from Labella Associates, which is the Village of Warwick's engineer consultant contracted to conduct an environmental investigation at the energy storage developers convergent energy and power battery storage facility at 28 Church Street. And this report was put immediately on our website. Per Labella Associates, their environmental engineer, his comment was that the surface soil, subsurface soil, and groundwater data obtained as part of the environmental assessment do not indicate that there were any adverse impacts to the environment resulting from the battery fires at the site. The metals that were detected are most likely due to local natural conditions in the soil and groundwater. Now, this is a pretty thorough assessment. It's, I think, 100 and some pages, and I have not looked at it carefully, and I plan to. And I plan to talk to the engineer who did the work. But I just wanted the public to know that it was there, it's out there. We've been waiting for that for some time, and I'm glad that we've received it. So we'll move on. So this is a reorg meeting, which we have once a year, and it's the meeting that we make appointments for the official year 2026. And Raina, if you wouldn't mind reading the appointments.
Sure. The appointments for the official year 2026 of the Village of Warwick. Attorney to the Village Board, J&G Law LLP, Benjamin Gailey Esquire and Isabel Hayes Esquire. Attorney to the Planning Board, Law Office of Elizabeth Cassidy, PLLC, Elizabeth K. Cassidy Esquire. Alternate Attorney to the Planning Board, Bluestein, Shapiro, Frank and Barone LLP, William A. Frank Esquire. Attorney to the Zoning Board of Appeals, Bluestein, Shapiro, Frank and Barone LLP, William A. Frank Esquire. Labor Relations, Keen and Bean PC, William Kang. Bond Counsel, Norton Rose Fulbright, US LLP. Village Engineer, Engineering and Surveying Properties PC. Water System and Facilities Engineer, Barton and LaJudas. Engineer responsible for reservoir resources and dam safety, Tectonic Engineering. Accountant, Michael Vanieri. Computer consultant, TCG Solutions, Kevin Brand. Computer programmer, Edmonds and Associates, BAS Municity. Website maintenance, Searchlight Consulting. Recreation registration platform, VClutch. Court prosecutor, Remetta and Remetta LLC, Robert Remetta Esquire. Consulting engineer to the building department, Labella Associates, DPC. Registrar of Vital Statistics, Eileen Astorino. Deputy Registrar of Vital Statistics, Carolyn Furta. The fiscal year 2026-27 professional service agreements for the period of June 1st, 2026 through May 31st, 2027 are on file in the clerk's office. Continuing with the appointments, Deputy Mayor Barry Cheney, Deputy Clerk Jennifer Manti, Deputy Treasurer Denise Bolnez, Public Works Supervisor Michael Mosier, Assistant Public Works Supervisor Michael Finelli, Working Leader Jason McCooch, Water Distribution Supervisor Christopher Bennett, Recreation Director Ronan Tarini, Assessor Deborah Urick, Official Banks Webster Bank, Orange Bank and Trust, Associate Village Justice Peter Barlett, Risk Management Raina Abramson, Emergency Management Michael Mosier, Michael Finelli, Michael Newhart, 911 Coordinator Kristen Bialaski, Village Newspaper The Warwick Advertiser, Citizens Awareness Panel Jones Chemical, Michael Newhart, Barry Cheney, Michael Mosier. Records Management Officer, Raina Abramson. Office Personnel Liaison, Raina Abramson. DPW Personnel Liaison, Michael Mosier. Village Health Official, Dr. Anthony Martini. Safety Officers, Michael Mosier, Boris Rodzinski, Thomas McKnight. Summer Concert Coordinators, Michael Gurbich, Adam Young, Ally Metcalf. Village Historian, Ivy Jordan Tulin. Village Artist in Resident, Lisa Cullen. For the Planning Board appointments, the chair appointment to Jesse Gallo with an annual chair appointment expiring April 2027. Member Brian S. Barber for a 5-year member appointment expiring April 2031. Alternate member Matthew Lopinto, annual appointment expiring April 2027. For the Zoning Board of Appeals, the chairman appointment John Graney expiring April 2027. Member Nikki DeLeo, 5-year appointment expiring April 2031, and an alternate member is vacant. The Architectural and Historic District Review Board, the annual chair appointment for Michael Bertolini expiring April 2027. Member Krista Hahn with an annual, that shouldn't be annual appointment, I'm sorry. Member Krista Hahn expiring April 2031, and the alternate member is vacant, because it's a 5-year appointment there. For the Shade Tree Commission, Commissioner and Member Lynn Cheney, member appointment expiring April 2029, and annual commissioner appointment expiring April 2027. Member Sherwood Stevens, 3-year appointment expiring April 2028. For the 2026 Village Board Liaison roles, Deputy Mayor Barry Cheney as liaison for Public Works Operation, Engineering and Infrastructure Projects, Veterans, Code Enforcement, Building Department, Emergency Services, Citizens Awareness Panel Jones Chemical, and an alternate to Economic Development, Transportation and Mobility, Planning and Zoning, AHDRB, and Orange County Planning. Trustee Mary Calor is liaison to the Office of the Treasurer, Youth, WIDO, Warwick Valley Community Center, Warwick Valley Prevention Coalition, Public Health, Historical Society, Public Interface and Outreach, Senior Citizens, Ethics, Summer Concert Series. She's the alternate for Parks and Recreation, Environmental, and Veterans. Trustee Tom McKnight is liaison to Planning and Zoning, AHDRB, and Orange County Planning, to Environmental, Albert Wisner Library, Town of Warwick Police Department, Technology Oversight, Cybersecurity, Government Efficiency, Policy Development, and the Safety Committee, and he's an alternate to the Public Works Operations, Code Enforcement, Building Department, and Emergency Services. Trustee Carly Foster is liaison to the Office of the Clerk, Parks and Recreation, Economic Development and Tourism, and Warwick Valley Chamber of Commerce, Warwick Valley Schools, Shade Tree Commission, Transportation and Mobility, and is the alternate to Youth, WIDO, Warwick Valley Community Center, Warwick Valley Prevention Coalition, Engineering and Infrastructure Projects, Government Efficiency and Policy Development, and the Summer Concert Series.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so we have a motion. Tom, would you take that motion?
I have a motion to accept the mayor's recommendations of appointments for the official year 2026 of the Village of Warwick.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. Any conversation? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great. And may I have a motion to accept the minutes of March 16, 2026, the special meeting, and March 16, 2026 regular meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And a motion for authorization to pay all approved and audited claims in the amount of $905,622.39.
Second.
Somebody's got to move.
Oh,
You-
You got to move
so
it.
moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Sorry.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And the next thing on the agenda actually is the public hearing on the tentative budget of the Village of Warwick. And do you have just the public notice? Okay, great. If you wouldn't mind reading that.
Sure. Please take notice that the public hearing on the tentative budget of the Village of Warwick for the fiscal year beginning June 1st, 2026 will be held on Monday, April 6, 2026 at 7:30 p.m. at Village Hall, 77 Main Street, Warwick, New York, at which time and place all interested persons will be given an opportunity to be heard. Copies of the tentative budget will be available for review on the Village's website, www.villageofwarwickny.gov, beginning March 27, 2026. Hard copies will be made available to the public by mail upon receipt of written request. The compensation proposed to be paid to each member of the Village Board is as follows: Mayor, $63,843.22. Deputy Mayor, $11,173.28. Trustees, $9,354.54 each. And that's it.
Thank you. So before I open it up to the public for comments, I just want to do sort of a synopsis of the overall budget. The proposed 2026-2027 village budget reflects a continued commitment to fiscal responsibility, infrastructure investment, and maintaining the high level of services that residents expect. The budget stays within New York State's tax cap while addressing critical capital needs across all departments. In the tax levy and tax cap, the New York State Comptroller has set the allowable tax levy increase for the 2026-2027 fiscal year at 2%, which is the lesser of the statutory 2% cap or the current CPI, Computer Price Index, of 2.63%. The village's proposed budget complies fully with this requirement. Total proposed tax levy is $4,581,885. This levy is comprised of general tax of $3,677,815, a water land tax of $404,070, sewer plant improvements $500,000, with prior year emission of $0. These components funds both daily operations and long-term capital improvements. The special funding components include the sewer plant improvement. The village continues to prepare for a major $22 million sewer treatment plant upgrade. The village has secured a $3 million grant from the New York State Environmental Facilities Corp. Sewer-related taxes collected will support repayment of a 15-year bond issued through EFC. This proactive funding strategy ensures that the village can complete this critical infrastructure project while managing a long-term debt responsibly. The water land tax will be collected for fiscal year 2027 and dedicated entirely to the Water Infrastructure Reserve Fund, supporting long-term system improvements and reliability. General Fund, equipment and capital projects. The General Fund supports core municipal operations and includes the following planned investments. In the court, purchase of new desks and furniture to improve functionality and workspace efficiency. In Village Hall, continued records management project, advancing digitization and improving access to village records. Central Garage, the DPW facility, skim coating and painting of bay floors, electrical upgrades to garage bay doors to improve operations and safety. Under police and parking, the installation of license plate reader technology to enhance public safety. Purchase of a second handheld ticketing device for the police department. And electrical improvements at the South Street parking lot. Under streets and roads, Wheeler Avenue sidewalk repairs to improve pedestrian safety and ADA compliance. Purchase of a dump truck for DPW operations. An annual road paving program. In addition, road improvements funded through New York State DOT. The reimbursements include CHIPS, $148,891. Pave New York, $43,441. POP, which is Pave Our Potholes, fund is $49,915. And Extreme Winter Recovery, $28,673. Total state road funding is $270,920. Sorry, I got tongue-tied. Parks and Recreation, replacement and installation of new security cameras in Veterans Memorial Park at the Department of Public Works facility and the microfiltration plant. New garbage and recycling receptacles throughout the village. Repurposing the old skate park into pickleball courts at Veterans Memorial Park. Installation of heat at the Stanley Deming and Memorial Park Pavilion bathrooms. Fowler Garden rehabilitation project. Installation of drinking fountains at the new Veterans Memorial Skate Park. Under grant funding, a general fund, the village continues to aggressively pursue outside funding to reduce the burden of taxpayers. Applications have been submitted for the Community Development Block Grant, CDBG, $148,000. New York Forward, $4,500,000. LGRMIF, the Records Management Grant, $75,000. Federal funding with Senator Schumer and Senator Gillibrand, $3,000, and that is for the wastewater treatment plant. The total anticipated grant funding is $7,723,000. Water Fund, equipment and capital projects. The Water Fund supports system reliability, regulatory compliance, and long-term infrastructure planning. The proactive funding, lost the page. Under Water Administration, the replacement of the water and sewer billing system printer, a shared upgrade that supports billing operations across the water and sewer funds. Under Water Purification, continued construction of well number 3, which is almost complete. Installation of new backwash meter at the reservoir water treatment plant, and replacement and upgrade to reservoir water treatment plant clear well pumps. As far as water pump stations, hilltop tank repairs to maintain system integrity. Transmission and distribution, water transmission and distribution, reservoir land acquisition supported by New York State DEC WQIP grant, replacement of water department vehicle, water van number 3, installation of Sheffield pressure reducing valve, PRV, ongoing water meter replacement program. Under Water Fund grants, we received a federal grant for well number 3 of $940,131. Under New York State DEC WQIP, reservoir land acquisition, $288,150. And also New York State DEC WQIP, dam safety and upgrades, $2.4 million. Under sewer funds and equipment and capital projects, sewer administration and billing support improvements included shared equipment upgrades as noted above. Sewer collection system, repairs to rotating biological contractor RBC units. Sewer treatment plant continuing progress on the $22 million sewer plant upgrade project, which will begin this year. Water and sewer rates, the proposed water rate will be increased by 10% to support infrastructure, operations, and rising costs. And in the sewer rates, there will be no increase. The closing summary, that the proposed budget reflects a balanced and forward-looking approach, stays within the New York State tax cap, invests in critical infrastructure and equipment, and advances major long-term projects, including the sewer plant upgrade, leveraging $11.3 million in potential grant funding across all funds, maintaining essential services while planning for the future. The village board now welcomes public input and encourages residents to participate in the budget process. So we will open it up to the floor if anybody would like to ask questions about. Michael, do you have any questions?
Not anymore.
Yes.
Hey, just a quick question.
Sure.
I see that the budget for the police continues to increase. What, are we getting new services, and also does that include like their benefits, or like what does that cover? Do their benefits go under employee benefits, or is that all part of the?
It's all part of a contract that we have
Through the town?
through the town, yeah. Wes? Chief?
No questions. I'm here to answer anything, but I
Yeah.
have none.
Okay. Board, any? Tom? Okay.
I have one more, sorry.
Yes, that's okay.
So I see that through the IDA, there's 4 properties that are totally tax exempt. Are all 3 of those convergent properties, or is it only the one on Church Street?
It's only the one on
Only
Church
the one on
Street.
Church, okay, I got confused because their documents all say Village of Warwick, and I was like, that's not the village? Okay, so it's only the one of the 4.
Yes. We have great concerns about that.
I do have great concerns about that.
Yeah.
I see that they paid their bond, they paid off their mechanics lien, so I don't know if they did that within the time frame they were supposed to, but yeah, do you know if like, does the IDA ever like revoke these agreements? Because
They have the ability to claw back on
They
the
do.
agreements, yes.
have they said anything about that? or not?
Not specifically
Okay.
about
yeah,
this
'cause
project.
They're saving a lot of money, converging on taxes for the headache they've caused us, so,
And how many jobs did they create?
zero. Zero long-term, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, no, exactly.
So we have real concern.
Yeah, well, thank you, I appreciate what all of you guys have been doing.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Okay, so we have a motion to close the public hearing.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Under announcements, Barry, do you want to do that?
If I can find it. Let's see.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good, everybody.
Thanks for your help, Michael.
Do you want to do the village artist announcements too?
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Is there a full
No,
announcement?
you're
Yeah, there you
Other
go.
than what was,
Yeah, on the spot.
okay, thank you.
not.
Absolutely.
Village of Warwick will be flushing fire hydrants starting on April 20th, 2026 from approximately 6 p.m. until 11 p.m. This will be done every evening until all the fire hydrants are completed. This is done during the evening to cause as little inconvenience as possible for the village residents. The water may be discolored but will clear up and is not harmful. You may also experience minor pressure problems while the fire hydrants are being flushed in your area. Hydrants are flushed biannually for regular maintenance and to ensure proper operations. This is signed by Chris Bennett, Distribution Supervisor of Village of Warwick.
Okay.
And I think our goal is 3 times a year. With the last 2 years, we've only been able to do it twice a year because we've had voluntary water restrictions, so we didn't feel that the third flushing was possible during that period of time. So we've tried to be careful about that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Do you want to make that announcement?
Yeah, I'm gonna make an announcement. The Village of Warwick has invited local artists to submit their qualifications to serve as the village's artist in residence heir for the 2026-2027 year. The goal of the Village Warwick Artists in Residence program is to expose the community to work of local artists, create opportunities for local artists to engage with the community, and build their careers and connections within the community, and demonstrate the Village of Warwick's commitment to supporting artists' contributions to community life. The heir will serve a 1-year term to begin June 1st, in which they will engage with the community through a public artist talk, 1 or more hands-on workshops related to their work, and a public showcase or exhibition of their work. The selected heir will receive a $4,000 stipend and will be supported by Wickham Works in developing and planning the 3 community engagement activities and events. Artists age 18 and above who reside in the town of Warwick, including its 3 villages of Florida, Greenwood Lake, and Warwick, were eligible to apply. The village received 14 applications from eligible artists, which were reviewed by a jury made up of Mayor Newhart, Trustee Calora, Melissa Shaw-Smith, Executive Director of Wickham Works, Lisa Lako, Director of Albert Wisner Public Library, and Nicole Hickson, former Village of Warwick Artist in Residence. Well, it should say current, right? Anyway. The jury unanimously selected Lisa Cullen for the next Artist in Residence. Cullen is a resident of the Village of Warwick with a focus on community art and interactive art using recycled materials and found objects. She is the owner of Kids Art Club, a business in the Village of Warwick that introduces children pre-K to 6th grade to artists, elements of art, color theory, and fundamental techniques and practices. As artist in residence, she will engage the community in the creative use of recyclables and workshops exploring media and methods. The village will transfer $5,000 to Wickham Works. Wickham Works will contract with the artist to pay the artist $4,000 stipend and work with the artist to carry out the residency activities in coordination with the village. The remaining $1,000 is for Wickham Works time planning and facilitating the public artist talk, 1 or more hands-on workshops with the artists, which will be free and open to the public, and a public showcase or exhibition of the artist's work.
That's great. Thank you.
So congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations to Lisa.
Lisa.
That's wonderful. We'll move on to public comment, if anybody would like to speak to the board.
Hello.
Yes.
My name is Raymond Marr. I live at 52 Woodside Drive in the village of Warwick. I have a concern with Village View. As to my knowledge, that there are documents that are, these were the final approval for the Village View. All the maps, all the requirements, everything. It was finalized in 2022, I think. Then I come upon, by circumstance, I come upon this map that were not on the village website, never approved by the planning board or the village, or had a public hearing about this update, which was done in 2025 of last fall. How does that happen? How does this not get on the village website? How does it get approved without going to the planning board? How does it get past the village board? How does it not be commented by the public? This is sensitive property. This is wetlands. And even if it wasn't wetlands, the village deemed it open space. So this section of property has been destroyed. I don't understand. I was hoping the village lawyer could contact me, or how does this get passed? Who makes this decision without arbitrarily on their own?
It's not clear to me, and I can find out, I will find out.
You know, we spoke about this.
But I didn't realize that it had never gone through an approval process. That just
No,
seems
it's
so
in none
strange.
of this documentation. This is, the stuff that, we went through years and years with these
course.
people. Everybody knows this place by heart. And then all of a sudden, we get this approved in 2025.
And who, when you say approved?
The village
By,
engineer.
the
And
village.
Boris went out there. And they moved they could excavate right up to the edge of the stream. Right up to the edge of the stream. I don't know if you've heard from the DEC, I think they put a stop work order on it. The communication is lacking. I mean, I would like more input from the village about how do we find out how this happened and it doesn't happen again. Who's responsible for reclamation? Is the engineer now because he gave this person permission? I mean, the village could be, because it was approved by somebody in the village for the reclamation. I would expect
yeah,
you know the process better than anybody. It's not in this paperwork,
I will reach
the
out, I will
maps.
reach out to the village engineer.
and Boris was kind enough to. I had to get this to a FOIL. I
Okay,
shouldn't have to do that. It should be on the village website.
I'm surprised it isn't, so.
Well, this whole map is a surprise, and it was done in 2025, which is well after the final approval for Village View. And this, and we know this developer, he's not the most scrupulous, person I've met. So I would just like, what's gonna happen? Are you gonna contact the DEC to find out what it is, or the DEC contacts you?
Well, the DEC has not contacted
Yeah, I
us.
understand that. And we were
And-
trying to get in touch with them, but
And I thought you were going to give us the name of the person that you contacted.
okay.
Thanks.
Here, this is,
It's impossible to read, but
this was all open space for the village, right? And, he put his property in and he had guaranteed a certain amount of open space. Or, he could only, that's why he had to put the road right alongside this property, because it wasn't 100 feet. He couldn't put the road anywhere else because it was closer than 100 feet to the stream. So the road is right up against, and he could only go up here. Now, this new map, this dotted line shows that he can develop all the way to the stream.
Develop?
Not,
Oh, well, clear it. I don't know why he's clearing it. He can't build on it. It's decimated. It was a beautiful piece of property. So now he's got the right to go all the way up to the stream, and then he comes back to the road, and now he comes all the way for some, and this is the house he's putting in for a permit. building permit.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know how, if he has to upgrade the
I mean,
pump station and all that.
I've asked the village engineer to drive by this every morning.
Yeah, well, the damage is done. I mean, they went through there like chainsaws, big massive trees. You know, it's really, you know, I've been here 42 years and I've never seen, there's like, you know, nuclear bomb going off back there. It'll never recover.
I mean, this is produced by the developer's engineer.
I don't know, this was approved well, the engineer brought it out with Boris.
Right, is this,
This is all, I
you
have,
said this is approved? Like, I
they,
haven't seen it, just.
they excavated the land.
Yeah.
Is it
There's a
just-
difference in something being signed and approved versus,
Delineation.
Yeah, may I see that, please?
you need a magnifying glass for it.
Well, here's a bigger one, here's a
You have
bigger
some.
one. So this is the property that they just wiped out along Woodside Drive.
Because the plans that are signed, right, by the village are the official ones. I mean, I haven't compared the.
Well, the
what
thing
you're
that
showing.
gives it up is this was approved in 2025, 3 years after.
You say approved, or is that dated by the developer's engineer?
No, this is what, you know, what do they call the DI, all the stuff they had to get, you know.
The secret.
Yeah, all the information, and that was approved by the village board,
By the planning board.
planning board, and that was finally done in 2022. Where does this come in 2025?
I haven't seen it. I don't know.
Oh, well, nobody else has except the village engineer and Boris.
I guess, is that an official?
It's, as noted, it is a model home and tree clearing plan. So basically,
It's what they're proposing.
they are showing the boundaries of where they're going to be clearing trees and where they're gonna put the model home.
No, that's just for the model home. What's all this?
For
It is-
clearing.
Yeah, but this is open space, this is all open space approved by the village. What is this for? You can't build a house there. There are no, these are the houses that,
We have to speak to the village engineer.
these are
for us.
these are the houses that are approved, the 25 or what.
Correct, yeah.
So these are all approved lots, all right, the town property was annexed, fine. But this was open space, and now he can, what is that?
It's
Where did it come from?
I mean, it's not village property.
No, it's private
He
property.
owns the property
I
and he has the
understand that.
right to do
But in
within the
order-
law what he's allowed to do.
Yes, and what's in the law is what was approved in 2022, not 2025. This is come
That
up,
may not be, the 2025 document you're presenting may not be inconsistent with what was approved in
it's not, it's
2022.
nowhere in any of the documents.
I didn't say it was, but it's not inconsistent with what was originally approved by the planning board. That's a possibility. That's
No,
what we
it
have to
hasn't.
look into.
This is brand new,
I realize that.
okay, so, and then now he might be in trouble with the DEC, because they were out there, they stopped them. The DEC sent their police, their
Yeah.
DEC police. So, you know, this was open public spaces. And I
No,
don't see.
not public spaces.
It was, the village board said that it was, open, you know, you have that where you cluster.
preserved.
things. Preserved, yeah, where you know,
Right.
you get certain leniency,
That doesn't protect the trees.
but, well.
I mean, I'll be blunt.
The
It doesn't-
the
yeah.
wetlands do. You know, so, you know, well, I just would like to know how this map got approved without village board, planning board, and public board, information.
We will find out.
All right.
Because I believe that what it is, and as it states, it is not so much that it's an approved map, but it is a working area of what the developer is going to do.
He already did it.
Well, he already did it, but that is indicating to the engineer what is going to be.
Well, no, the engineer gave him this map and then he did it.
No, that's his engineer. I think the mayor's
I'm
talking
talking
about
No, no,
village engineer.
Boris and the engineer went out there.
The
And,
village engineer.
yes,
Yes.
Boris engineer and Boris went out
Right.
and they went out and looked at it and gave him the map, you know, from what I
No,
understand.
the map came to the village from the
Well, Boris, I know-
developer's
The
engineer.
only way I saw the map was Boris happened to let me see it. And then when I showed him a map, you know, we have all the big maps and all that.
Right.
And then it was wetlands on that map. You know, it says wetlands. And then he got concerned. You know, he was concerned that, and then he came down and looked at some other maps, and it is wetlands, so.
But from what I.
What is the purpose of
No,
clearing this
but
land?
I do not know that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
what I do know is that he has the ability to clear trees, even in wetlands. He does not have the ability to take up stumps. I think that's like a completely other,
And it depends on whether he's in the buffer or he's in the
Well, I'm just saying, you know,
wetland itself.
it's kind of already carved in stone that he knows that he can't do anything there, because they had to put the road right along Audrey's property, because it was too close to the wetlands.
There are certain things you can do within that 100-foot buffer and certain things you can't do.
I understand
And
that, but-
putting a road is one of the things you can't do in a 100-foot buffer, but there are other activities
But
you're allowed to conduct
Well,
in the 100-foot buffer. So we'll have to
That
look
wasn't brought
into
up
it.
to attention to the public, because it was understood that it was wetlands and open space, not to be developed, not to be touched. Now, if that had been brought up in the, when this was going on, then the village residents would have fought harder and said, no, we don't, this is open space and wetlands. And, you know, that's also, you know, you'll have to see what the DEC says and, you know.
yeah. But if you could give me the name of the person you spoke to at the DEC.
Yeah, well, we never saw them, it was like a drive-by shooting. And well, they drove, and by the time I got there, they were.
I'll call the regional office.
Yeah, I think we might have, and I'll send you an email, so.
Okay.
All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, have a good one.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Okay. On to motions, emotions.
Motion to hire James Quackenbush to the position of seasonal Department of Public Works laborer for up to 40 hours per week for 16 weeks with a start date of May 4th, 2026. Per the recommendation of DPW Supervisor Michael Moser, salary will be based on the FY 25-26 and FY 26-27 budget.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve payment number 1 in the amount of $27,740 to Fanshawe Inc., doing business as Rockland Electric, for the relocation of the Maple Avenue Booster Station project as per the recommendation of Village Engineer Barton and LaJudas. Funds are appropriated in budget code H8320.2000.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to schedule a public hearing for Monday, May 18th, 2026 to discuss projects considered for funding under the FY 2027 Community Development Block Grant Program.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
For governing body fair housing resolution, the Village of Warwick supports the Fair Housing Act 42 USC 3601, which prohibits discrimination by direct providers of housing such as landlords and real estate companies, as well as other entities such as municipalities, banks, and other lending institutions, and homeowners insurance companies whose discriminatory practices make housing unavailable to persons because of race, color, religion, sex, national origin, nationality, familial status, or disability. This municipality further objects to discrimination in the sale, rental, leasing, financing of housing or land to be used for construction of housing, or in the provision of brokerage services because of race, color, religion, sex, national origin, nationality, or disability as prohibited by Title 8 of the Civil Rights Act of 1968, Federal Fair Housing Law. Therefore, the Municipal Council does hereby approve the following resolution. Be it resolved that within available resources, the municipality will assist all persons who feel that they have been discriminated against under one of the aforesaid categories to seek equity under federal laws by filing a complaint with the New York State Human Rights Law and the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development as appropriate. Be it further resolved that the municipality shall publicize this resolution and through this publicity shall cause owners of real estate, developers, and builders to become aware of their respective responsibilities and rights under the federal fair housing law. Be it further resolved that the municipality will at a minimum include but not be limited to 1, the printing and publicizing of this resolution, a fair housing public notice and other applicable fair housing information through local media, community contacts, and placement on the municipal website and in other social media. 2, distribution of posters, flyers, and any other means which will bring to the attention of those affected the knowledge of their respective responsibilities and rights concerning fair housing.
Second.
Okay.
Trustee Cheney?
Yes.
Trustee McKnight?
Yes.
Trustee Calora?
Yes.
Mayor Newhart?
Yes. And, I'm going to take Carly's.
Sure. Motion to hire Michael Lubkovich to the position of Village of Warwick office intern at 32.5 hours per week for approximately 13 weeks. The rate of pay to be in accordance with the fiscal year 2025-2026 and fiscal year 2026-27 budget. Start date to be determined by Village Clerk Rena Abramson.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to acknowledge the receipt of the standardized notice form from the New York State Liquor Authority for an on-premises liquor license for Warwick Wine Garden and Supper Club, LLC, located at 22 McEwen Street, Warwick, New York, and authorize the village clerk to submit a letter notifying the New York State Liquor Authority that there are no objections to this notification and application.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Motion to grant permission to the Warwick Fire Department to use the Veterans Memorial Park Pavilion for a department picnic on Saturday, July 25th, 2026 from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. The request includes use of alcohol, catered food, electricity, speakers, pavilion lighting, restrooms, village-owned tables and chairs, and inflatables, completed park permit application and proof of insurance, including host liquor liability, and confirmed coverage for the inflatables have been received.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Motion to grant permission to the Warwick Adult Kickball League to use the football field and the Daniel Pryor Field at Veterans Memorial Park from May 15th, 2026 through August 6th, 2026 on Friday evenings from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. except during the Fireman's Carnival. The request includes use of field lights, speakers, electricity, and restrooms. The request also includes permission to have a hot dog cart on select evenings, to provide complimentary food and beverages for players and their families. All events shall be coordinated with other organizations that regularly use the park for practices and games. Completed park permit application and proof of insurance have been received.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Motion to grant Park Ave Elementary School to hold a first grade end of year celebration at Stanley Deming Park on Monday, June 1st, 2026 from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. with a rain date of Friday, June 5th, 2026. Request includes use of restrooms, completed park permit application, and proof of insurance have been received.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Motion to grant permission to the Union AME Church to use Stanley Deming Park to host a Juneteenth celebration on Friday, June 19th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. with setup beginning at 8 a.m. and cleanup completed by 7 p.m. with a rain date of Saturday, June 20th, 2026. The request includes use of electricity and sound systems, tents, the restrooms, village-owned tables and chairs, and up to 2 food trucks. Food trucks shall be placed in coordination with the DPW supervisor, Mike Moser. A completed park permit application, proof of insurance, and security deposit have been received. Approval is pending receipt of insurance from all participating vendors and food trucks.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And actually, do you mind taking the next one?
Sure.
Give you a rest.
Thank
A
you.
resolution adopting the 2026-2027 village budget. Whereas a tentative budget, the proposed village budget, for the Village of Warwick was prepared and introduced for the 2026-2027 fiscal year. And whereas a public hearing was held on April 6, 2026, and all interested persons were afforded an opportunity to be heard with respect to the proposed village budget, after which such public hearing was closed. Now therefore be it resolved that the mayor and the board of trustees of the village of Warwick hereby adopts the proposed village budget for the 2026-27 fiscal year, including any amendments to such budget as approved by the board of trustees, which shall, upon adoption, become the final village budget for the 2026-2027 fiscal year. And be it further resolved that the mayor, village clerk, and any officer, employee, or consultant directed by the mayor is authorized and directed to take any and all actions that are reasonably necessary, proper, or convenient to carry out the purposes of this resolution.
Second.
Trustee Cheney?
Yes.
Trustee McKnight?
Yes.
Trustee Flora?
Yes.
Mayor Newhart?
Yes. Okay,
We have a budget.
we have a budget. Yay. Not like some government.
I mean, it's difficult every year I've been a part of this, but this felt very, very difficult this year.
Oh,
Yeah, it was not easy, but it worked.
It worked.
We made it work, yeah.
And just in recognition, I think that the work that was done by trustee McKnight and the village clerk relative to salaries and looking beyond our walls to see what equitable salaries there are that exist was a really much needed and probably very exhaustive task. I know that we had a couple of work sessions where we discussed it, and I think it was a very valuable step that we took as a board to bring things in line, and appreciate both of your efforts, definitely.
Thank you.
yeah, and I think it's also one of those things that will make it a little easier and manageable, hopefully, in the next.
Yeah, just so for anyone listening, we went out and got survey data from not only across Orange, Rockland, and Sullivan counties, but also as many as we could across New York State. So we had a baseline given different positions of what market rates really are. So it gave us kind of a framework to work within.
Yeah, it was really great. But I also want to thank all the department heads. I mean, this is a long process. It takes literally months. We start around the first of the year, actually, and this year it was sped up because of our treasurer went on pregnancy leave, and good for her, but it was tough for us because we had to do a lot of the legwork internally, but it worked. We made it all work.
And her prep work was very, very helpful.
It was, yeah.
So
she, Sadie Andrushak did a remarkable job getting us to the point we needed to get to this finish line. So I was grateful, and also Denise, the deputy treasurer, who has been taking on her duties as she's been on pregnancy leave, has been doing a remarkable job. So and now she's got a lot of as this becomes the new budget, she'll have a lot more on her plate. But again, not only the department heads, but this board, who sat through, so many meetings trying to figure it out, and looking at it very carefully. We have some big projects on our plate, and to make them work, and to make them work under the 2%, within the 2% cap, was close to a miracle, and I'm grateful for all that work. Yeah.
and for those paying attention, nothing is under 2% increase.
No, that's
Everything is far over 2%.
far over. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, shall I continue with the
Yes.
motions? Okay. Number 12, I have a motion to appoint John Manti as a temporary part-time clerk to perform the required 100% verification of village clerk and treasurer records digitized under the current 2025-26 New York State Archives Local Government Records Management Improvement Fund grant. This position will be for up to 20 hours per week for a period not to exceed 17 weeks at a rate of $17.50 per hour. The start date will be determined by the village clerk, Raina Abramson.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to appoint Emma DeRosa as a temporary part-time clerk to perform the required 100% verification of the village clerk and treasurer records digitized under the current 2025-2026 New York State Archives Local Government Records Management Improvement Fund grant. This you see this every day. This position will be for up to 20 hours per week for a period not to exceed 17 weeks at a rate of $17.50 an hour, $70.50 an hour. The start date will be determined by the village clerk, Raina Abramson.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Now, Raina, you're going to have an army.
5 people will be here this summer.
I know.
Just 3 for me.
Yeah.
2 for you. It'll be great.
It'll be
Getting
really
a lot
great.
done.
Yes, we will. We always do.
Okay, so this is a resolution or a motion?
It's a resolution.
It's a
It's a very
resolution.
long one.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read it?
I don't know. I think Tom should read it because he hasn't gone to any of these
Yeah.
schools yet. And,
Punishment.
Way to out me on that. They go to school in other ways.
yeah, that's what they
Learning
say.
from
The school of hard knocks in the south of France.
All right, resolution 2026 attendance at schools and conferences. Whereas there is to be held during the coming official year, A, NICOM's annual meeting and training school, B, NICOM's fall training school, C, NICOM's public works training school, D, NICOM's winter legislative meeting, E, NICOM's regional training events, F, IIMC's regional and state training events, G, NYSBOC building conferences and seminars, H, NY Planning Federation, and I, Orange County Department of Planning. Whereas attendance by certain municipal officials and employees at one or more of these meetings, conferences, or schools benefits the municipality. Now therefore be it resolved as follows. The following officers and employees are authorized to attend the following schools. 1. Mayor Michael J. Newhart, trustees Barry Cheney, Mary Calora, Carly Foster, Thomas McKnight. The A, NICOM's annual meeting and training school, fall training school, winter legislative meeting, and regional training events. 2, village clerk Raina Abramson, deputy clerk Jennifer Monty, village treasurer Sadie Andershak, and deputy treasurer Denise Fullness. A, NICOM's fall training school and regional training events. 3, village clerk Raina Abramson, A, International Institute of Municipal Clerks IIMC regional and state training events. 4, DPW supervisor Mike Moser and assistant public works supervisor Mike Finelli. A, NICOM's Public Works Training School. B, NYSBOC Building Conference. 5, Building Inspector Code Enforcement Officer Boris Rodzinski. A, NYSBOC Building Conference. B, NYSBOC Building Seminars. 6, Village of Warwick Planning Board and Zoning Board of Appeals. A, NY Planning Federation. B, Orange County Department of Planning. C, NICOM's regional training events related to planning and zoning.
Just discussion, just one point, I noticed Boris, who's a code enforcement officer, has New York State BOC Building Conference and New York State BOC Building Seminars, and I believe he attends both of those, but both DPW Supervisor Mike Moser and Assistant Public Works Supervisor Mike Moser are also code enforcement officers, and so I'm thinking that maybe we should amend number 4 to add New York State BOC building seminars to the list of what they're allowed to
Sure,
attend.
it doesn't hurt, yeah.
I believe they do, in fact. So I'll make a motion to amend the resolution to add New York State BOC building seminars under item number 4 as letter C.
Great.
Second, do we vote on that
We
motion
vote-
and then
vote,
go
yeah,
back to the
vote.
resolution?
We vote on that and come back to the amended
Okay,
resolution.
so second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So as amended, that this resolution is effective immediately.
Second.
Trustee Cheney?
Yes.
Trustee McKnight?
Yes.
Trustee Flora?
Yes.
Mayor Newhart?
Yes. And we have one addendum. 2 addendum. Oh, sorry, you've been busy.
Is there a third that you?
Motion to authorize the village to accept the quote estimate from TAM Enterprises dated April 2nd, 2026 in the amount of $19,300 to repair the sand filter traveling bridge tracks at the wastewater treatment plant as an emergency repair in accordance with the village procurement policy section VB, requiring immediate action to maintain proper functioning of the equipment. Funds are appropriated in budget code F.1440.4950.
Second.
Wasn't TAM Sourcewell approved?
No,
No, no, that's something.
this is an emergency. Yeah, unfortunately,
Just kidding.
we're limping along as best we can at that point.
Yes,
so.
we are. Okay, do we have a second? All in favor?
Aye. Number 16, motion to accept the proposal from J Squared Construction Corp. For the RWTP Clearwell Pump Replacement Project at 20 Water Lane in an amount not to exceed $69,000, and to authorize the mayor to enter into a contract for the same as recommended by Village Engineer and Engineering and Surveying Properties, PC. Funds are appropriated in account G.1440.4700.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
And that's it on motion. There's no public left, but final comments from the board.
I guess I just, Rosemary, were you gonna go first?
I can go after you.
I just wanted to kind of throw out an update relative to the ongoing New York State DOT highway project that's occurring in and around the village with some dates. They're going to begin the roundabout work at the intersection of 17A, of Route 94 and County Route 1 and Reservoir Road about May 26th, and an approximate completion date of September 26th. Within the village or immediately near it, the culvert near Homestead Village Drive, which they've begun working on already, is anticipated to be completed by the end of June. The Galloway Road culvert and sidewalks are expected to be scheduled for, or already scheduled for June 19th to September 4th. And then the last one that I'll touch on tonight is Route 17A at the Colonial Avenue intersection, so Maple and Colonial. Those improvements are expected June 2026 through August 2026 to remove the median and island reconstruction, drainage improvements, and signal upgrades. So obviously they're trying to squeeze the two bigger projects that are going to
Impact.
probably have the most impact when schools no longer are not in session for the summer. So it's going to be a challenge, and I'm sure it's going to be frustrating at times for all of us as we try to navigate ourselves around those projects and through the village. But just ask that everybody be patient, and as with all work zones, slow down, pay attention to the signage and the roadway instructions from the flaggers.
Could you share that with us so that we could put it on Facebook?
Yeah, it was an email that we'd gotten, so
Yeah.
you might even have it. But yeah, I'll
Sure, if you could
forward it.
forward it again, that'd be
Yeah.
great, thank you.
And
Oh, I just have a couple of upcoming events to announce. This Friday, April 10th, is the annual Glitter Ball, which is co-hosted by the Warwick Valley Community Center, Core Theater Group, and Wickham Works. This will be a fundraiser for the Pride Parade and event. It starts at 7 p.m. It's going to be this year at Wickham Woodlands Manor Room. That's off of Kings Highway. And you can buy tickets on their website.
Is there a special DJ?
There is. It's my DJ debut. You missed
Thank
a
you
lot
for
while you were
volunteering to
away.
do that.
what's your
Yeah.
tag? What's your name?
DJ Macy. Hashtag. So that'll. And then
Well worth,
we have.
well worth the ticket price.
Yeah. And then next we have. I'm not DJing this event. This is the
Dressed as George Washington.
Warwick Historical Society 120th anniversary birthday party. Warwick Historical Society was founded in 1906, so they're celebrating their 120th birthday. This is a free community event, Sunday, April 19th from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., including free tours of the historic properties, refreshments, maps to the properties, and a new time traveler's passport program for kids 10 and under.
That's great.
And then next we have the annual Operation Clean Sweep, which is something that the chamber does in partners with a lot of other community organizations. And Libby Schlittling, who is the Girl Scout event coordinator. This includes recyclables, paper shredding, eyeglass and hearing aid collections, sticker and rubber cleats, unused prescription drugs, cell phones, batteries, books. There's also off-site other collections of the coolest recycling drive, which is anything that has refrigerant in it. That will be at the town, DPW, Public Works Road Center, motor oil drop off at Dawson Motors, and computers and e-waste and televisions at the Computer Guy. That is all happening April 25th in the Chase parking lot. You can also register to grab your friends and clean up a street, and then you can pick up gloves and garbage bags in the chamber office, which is at 75 Main Street.
Wow, it's really grown, hasn't it? It's big, it started out just as
A little thing.
clean up the street, and now it's
Yeah,
become
yeah, it's amazing. I didn't read all the partners, but it's really amazing how everyone comes together
It's wonderful.
for that.
Great. Tom, do you have anything?
Briefly, so on January 5th, as you know, I submitted a FOIL request to the New York State Department of Public Service, who has oversight over Orange and Rockland. The unfortunate reality, we didn't get anything from O&R. We spoke to them about their involvement or lack thereof with the best fires on Church Street. So in the response, they have pushed it out several times, and now they're estimating that next week we may get the FOIL response. So it's taken several months, but what I did ask for is really any communication they've had with O&R about this whole situation, including RFPs, vendor due diligence, safety guidelines, all of that. So I take this as a sign that they are really looking into this.
Yeah, that
But
would be good.
so I promised the public at the time when we get this, we will share it. So still haven't received anything. So that's the latest update. They've kicked it back several times now.
Yeah,
So hopefully we should see something from them within the next few weeks.
that's great. Thank
Thanks
you.
for the
Thank you for
update.
being diligent and on top of it. I appreciate it.
Hopefully we get something,
Well, I hope so
right,
too.
to help fill in some of the
Yeah,
gaps.
definitely.
But that's all from my perspective.
Okay.
Thank you.
I don't have much, but I did want to make mention of our new and improved conference room. And our Department of Public Works did the lion's share of the painting and work in this room. They transformed this very old table into something quite beautiful. And it's like a whole new beginning. So we're very grateful for that. And also, I want to thank Kristen Bielewski. I always for the input that she had. She has a great eye, and actually, not just her, but the entire staff, of course, had something to say, which was great, which is how we do it. But it's really quite a transformation. If you come into Village Hall to pay a water bill, or you're just passing by, come in and take a look. We're very proud of it. It's not done, but it's getting there. So it's,
Yeah, and we all dressed coordinating.
yes, we did. Didn't we?
Vacation blues.
Yeah.
And Jane helped as well.
Oh yes, Jane Glassman from Architectural Review Board. She was great. So
Now the chairs look dingy.
jeez, you're the one that started this. You know that, don't you?
But thanks to DPW, it looks much more professional and
It does.
not as drab.
Right. Okay. So with that, we have no executive session this evening. Can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Oh, we didn't mention the Little League parade.
Hello. So be it.
Is
Okay.
that the 11th?
That's- yeah.
Saturday.
Oh, good. That's this Saturday.